Currently in the corner of the art room, just had a 20-minute Kiki petting session. Had to make up for lost time when we were out of town over the weekend, huh? Now she's having a grand old time laying in the sun on some cardboard. Can't get any better than this, huh? We were in Medicine Hat this past weekend visiting family, and one of Christian's cousins came to visit. She lives in England and hasn't been here for years, and we haven't seen her in like 10 years or more. So it was nice to see her and her kids, and we saw a whole bunch of family. It was almost like a reunion for his mom's side of the family. And I got to see my mom, and my uncle and aunt, who I haven't seen in years, were passing through on Sunday, so I got to visit with them on Sunday too. So great trip. And this morning I was a little lazy. I was on TikTok a little too long in bed this morning, but I finally got up, did a little bit of tidying. I'll do a full tidying later in the week because my mom's gonna come visit on the weekend. And for today, I want to do a little bit of art because it's been so freaking long, and looking around, I just see all these things that need to get done. But I just, you know, if I wait till everything's done to create art, I'm never gonna make anything. So I just need to dedicate time for it, and that's what I'm doing today. So I need to clear off of this because this is my temporary art desk. I'd like to get something bigger. I at least need to clear it off so I can use it. Clear some space around it, plop my chair there, and I can be sitting here in front of the windows, having a grand old time doodling. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna start in my sketchbook and I don't know. Just see where it takes us. Before we go any further, I want to take a minute to give a big thank you to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service where for just $17, you get to try a new designer fragrance each month. They have perfumes, colognes, and unisex scents, and the vials are 8 times bigger than perfume samples, so that's enough for a full month's supply. It's great because you can try a variety of scents without having to commit to a full-size bottle. You can even upgrade to get 2 to 3 products per month, or you can skip months, so it's very flexible. They're perfect for taking on the go in your handbag or for travel. There are over 600 designer brands to choose from, including Gucci, Prada, and Versace, plus indie brands like The Harmonist and Confessions of a Rebel. If you don't know where to start, they have a quiz you can take to get recommended fragrances you'll love. We've got cards showing what each perfume is, and they come in little baggies. They come in these cute little holders you just twist up, and then you can spritz, and the perfumes just pull out like that. So the 4 scents I got this month are Rosy Bloom by Kenzie, which has notes of pink grapefruit, mandarin, Granny Smith apple, sweet rose, and white jasmine. I specifically chose this one because it's really fruity, and this smell just brings me back to my childhood, like making juice with like powdered Kool-Aid and that kind of stuff. There's a little hint of that in there, so it's a very nostalgic scent. Hello, Kiki. Next up is Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana, which has notes of lemon, apple, cedar, bamboo, and musk. I got this one once before, but I gifted it to my mom, so I needed to get a replacement because I really liked it. Then there's Hue by Hayley Kiyoko, which has notes of blood orange, watermelon, lychee, rose, and skin musk. And finally, we have Acqua di Parma by Yuzu, which has notes of yuzu, bergamot, jasmine, violet leaves, and sandalwood. If you'd like to try Scentbird for yourself, click the link in the video description and use code BayleeJ2 to get 55% off your first month. That's only about $8 for your first month. And yes, it is now available in Canada. Thank you so much, Scentbird, for sponsoring this video. Also, 2 of my Polly Pockets came in. So all of the ones that are in the case right now are ones we owned as kids. And so this figure skating one is the latest addition to the collection. We were figure skaters as kids. I figure skated until I was 15. Pretty much when we moved to Medicine Hat is when I stopped, but yeah. Oh yeah. Excellent. I've got little displays for them coming in the mail because this gold one works well for this big star. It's an easel style display thing, but I got these small acrylic ones that can hopefully hold these upright. Oh, we'll see. It might only work for certain ones. This is the other one that came in. It's the horse one, so it has a horse on the front like that. And yeah, this is gonna look adorable. And maybe I can put like a few fake plants in here too, you know, to cottagecore it up a little bit. But yeah, there's more on the way. Some of which I did not own as a kid, but I just thought they were really cute. So I think I'm just gonna take stuff and put it right in here. Our AC in it's causing this whistling noise. I'm trying to troubleshoot it. Like it's coming through the furnace. I've been like checking to make sure All our vents are open, and I want to change the furnace filter out. Just waiting for it to shut off before I do that. And if it persists, I guess we'll just let the AC people know because they have to come back to do one more thing anyway. Ugh. But I've been dealing with that. Googling things, troubleshooting. The real reason I need a big art desk. So there's room for Kiki. Although you know she'll still want to lay in the middle. The Copic case needs to be repaired. Actually, I might need these. Bring that over. Because there are 2 soda crates combined. And before, I think they were just combined with wood glue. But it's come apart, so it needs new wood glue. But also, I think if I use my staple gun, I could fix it up. And then maybe a new paint job. Especially since I removed the kitty blanket from the top. I specifically ripped off the Velcro base. So this could use a new paint job as well. Because yeah, these 2 halves are coming apart. See, before it just sort of sat in one spot, so it was okay that it was a little busted. But I think what I would like to do here is have the desk mostly clear all the time, and then I can grab the supplies I need and bring them over. Because this space would double as something where I could prep pins or, you know, do any kind of store prep. Although technically I could also use this space up here. As I was setting this up, I just realized how much space I've got up here. I could even use this as an art desk sometimes if I really want to. Although I'd have to sit on the tall chair because this is counter height. But the idea of having a separate art space is so, you know, I can leave stuff out. Because let's say I had art supplies everywhere and then I needed to package some orders the next morning, it'd be in the way. Whereas with this setup, I could just leave a work in progress laid out. I think I'm gonna get some lunch before I begin, but just the sight of this makes me so happy. Little duckies. Whoa. So, like I said, I did not know what I was going to draw. I spent a while just browsing some art online, trying to get inspired, and nothing specifically stood out to me, but I did get the urge to do a scene that has very pastel backgrounds, and I went into it without any kind of plan. I didn't thumbnail this. I didn't sketch in pencil. I just went straight to using markers. So I'm essentially just doing a marker sketch here. And so just started with my really light colors, kind of planning out shapes of clouds and mountains and not knowing what was going to be at the bottom of the page. I just started at the top and worked my way down. And I remembered for the millionth time that a lot of my really light colors are dead. I need refills for a lot of these. And I keep not ordering them. Because what I really need to do is go through my refills to figure out which ones I have. Because I mark on my Copic chart with a little R which ones I have refills for. But one time I bought a bunch of refills and didn't mark them. So I kind of need to go through and figure out what I need, you know. So probably should do that really soon. Because I just use my really light colors a lot. And I guess that's why a lot of them are dead. I was originally going to do blues and pinks. But then I started to lean a little more to the peachy side and then just leaned fully into that. So it's got a bit of orangey and blue, which is quite nice. And I just stuck to those 2 colors throughout the entire thing. And some of them I did have refills for, so I'd have to stop the recording, refill them, then resume. I had to do that with 3 different markers. And every time I had to stop recording, my Stream Deck, which is my little keyboard with buttons I can use, I just press a button to stop and start the recording. It kept zapping me, or I was zapping it. I couldn't really tell, but they were powerful shocks, and it happened like 5 times. And every time it would shock the Stream Deck, because the buttons have little screens on them, the screens would shut off. Like the Stream Deck would just malfunction and shut off. And the video feed going to the computer, because my camera is plugged into the computer, the video feed would flash to that no signal thing, and so it's like it would cut out the video feed and the Stream Deck would stop working. Like this is some powerful shocks. And I was getting a lot of big shocks from my laundry, from the dryer. And so I wonder if I was the one zapping the Stream Deck because the clothes zapped me and then I zapped it. I don't know. But I just kept getting zapped and it was very painful. And I think of that when I'm looking back at this recording. But yes, back to the artwork. I was trying to, have a little bit of atmospheric perspective. So the clouds in the back are lighter and a little more desaturated than the ones in the foreground. Plus,
I just wanted foreground elements to be darker, almost slightly framing the light stuff in the background. So the colors get darker as I get to the bottom of the page. And also in terms of light source, I'm imagining the light being in the middle of the page, and that's why the mountains have shadows on the outer edges. And because I'm just trying to keep with that theme of like the outer edges are darker than the middle of the painting or the drawing. So it gets darker as you move from middle to outer edges, but also as you move from top to bottom of the page, if that makes sense. And this part here, trying to fill the gap between the mountains and the little cliff edge in the foreground, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but let's add a bunch of the peachy color just because we got a lot of blue going on, but we'll put a little bit of blue on the edges, and maybe we'll just add in some more trees, I guess. Because I knew I wanted, well, at least I decided at some point during this that I was going to have two little kitties on this ledge overlooking the scenery. In hindsight, that's kind of like a Lion King moment, like everything the light touches. But it's meant to be Kiki and Midna, even though they're just like solid blue cats. It's Kiki and Midna, I guess, just because I am always inspired by them because they're such little cuties. And I just didn't want to do a human, so I was like, yeah, let's do cats. And maybe also inspired by them looking at the windows all the time. I've been taking pictures of them, and I have some clips I'll include at the end of the speed paint too that I filmed. Like I filmed them while I was doing this artwork of them sitting in front of the window. So maybe that was the inspo. And it was a little nerve-wracking going in to draw the cats without any kind of pencil lines. And it's not like they're a super complicated shape, but I always have to sketch everything out first. So I was a little scared at the permanence of this, especially since it was dark blue right there. Oh, and random little thing. I have a piece of paper behind the page just to prevent any marker from potentially soaking through to the page below. These are pretty thick pages, but they're not marker proof because that kind of paper is annoying because then the marker ink will pool on the surface and it looks all weird. But anyway, what I realized is the little paper that comes on the back of the sketchbooks that details the info about the sketchbooks, like paper weight and type and whatnot, that page can be used between the sheets to protect them. So it's kind of like the sketchbook comes with its own page protector. It's just slightly smaller than the pages, so you'd have to watch out on the edges. But I thought of that when I was looking at this. I'm like, oh my God, it comes with its own little paper. So yeah, the foreground has just some grass, some plants, and some trees. The corners are starting to look a little bit like the meeting artwork, but ultimately it's different. I just kind of didn't do too many of those little plants and did the trees and just speckled on some color with the marker. What's hard with this with marker is you can't go on top with lighter colors, because if this was paint or something, you could start dark and then work to light. But if you're just dabbing with the markers, it's like, wow, good luck. Unless I go in with some gouache or something, I'm not going to be able to do lighter dots on top of the darker dots. But I was keeping this pretty much mostly marker. I did use a little bit of pencils because I took out my pencils, the colored pencils, and I only used a tiny bit of light blue in the corners of the foreground, and that was it. I colored the clouds peachy because I just had this urge at the end to add some more peachiness to the sky. I don't know. I guess it looks okay. I was a little worried about that decision at first, but it's okay. I like it. And so that's my little Copic sketch. I thought I was going to be sketching with pencil. Like I had out a pencil and some erasers, but I ended up just going straight in with Copic, and that's what I came up with. It's my first little doodle in quite a while, so feels good to be back making some art, especially with my Copics. And here are Kiki and Midna being little cuties. Well, first Midna being a cutie, and then she left, and suddenly Kiki was there, and I was like, okay. And then Kiki was attacking something in the window. I was trying to see if there was a bug out there. I couldn't see anything. So it's possible she was just seeing a part of the plant, but she's being a little cutie, swatting at the window. Okay, I just took a video of me showing this from different angles so that I can take screenshots for photos for social media. But I am kind of losing light. Like the lighting in here is not the best as I lose daylight. It's not dark yet, but the sun's kind of setting, and I do have studio lights. I just don't have everything set up yet. I have no idea how I'm even gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I could have at least one like set up permanently on a tripod that I can move around as needed.
I might put some more stuff on the ceiling. I really don't know. But now I'm like, maybe I should redo that video in the morning when there's more light, and then I can, or even in the afternoon, just whenever there's good lighting, redo the final shots, maybe. I'm just voicing my thoughts about the new setup. Or lack thereof. I had to wear my cardigan while doing the art because it was a little chilly down here. Still got to finesse the AC temps a little bit. Our furnace does have 2 zones, so the second floor is its own zone, then main floor and basement are a zone. But it's still colder down here than the main floor, so I just keep turning the temp up because it's cold down here. So next, I think I want to tackle light bulbs. I'm just kind of scared because I've been zapped enough this afternoon. So a couple weeks ago, I ordered some replacement bulbs for our halogen lights, but I wanted natural daylight white. And so these are LEDs. These are not halogen bulbs, and these are what I'm gonna replace the bulbs with. And hopefully it's all good. We did replace the little nubbin light bulbs in some of the light fixtures on the main floor. So those were also swapped with LEDs. Actually, wait, don't turn the light on. We'll leave it off. We'll turn on this one. And yeah, it's been all good with those lights. I'm scared of this. How did I get this off on the upstairs one? I have one where I did take it apart to get the bulb. Okay, I got it. I was trying to separate the glass from the metal, but the metal comes with it. So this is the difference in thickness between the 2 bulbs. So it's quite a bit thicker. And thanks for the pro tip about not touching halogen bulbs. Like we're not going to be using these ones. But if you're putting in halogen bulbs, don't touch them with your bare fingers because your oils can make them heat up non-uniformly and they can burst and stuff. So thank you for letting me know that in the comments because I had no clue. I think they're in. I mean, let's test that before I put the final cover back on. Please don't explode. Hey! One's not working. Is it in all the way? Maybe the bulb's no good. I'll try a different one. Woohoo! They're both working now. Swapping the bulb did the trick. Okay. Nice. They're not extremely white either. The camera's obviously going to correct the white balance to a certain extent, but they are just a touch yellow. That one doesn't look daylight. That one does. Whatever. It doesn't need to be super neutral, and it is just a bathroom. In general, I like the daylight bulbs because of filming purposes, but also I do find it easier on the eyes. Some people probably disagree with that, but I like it better. And up on the main floor, I feel like daylight made more sense because they had really, really warm bulbs before, but everything is so silver up there, like all the silver fixtures, silver like light fixtures to kitchen stuff, like stainless steel appliances, everything's so silver. There are even silver flecks in the countertops. So it just made sense to me to have more neutral lighting. It just matches better. It looks much better now. These light fixtures on the main floor have dangly crystals in them, so the neutral lighting looks a lot better. And this main floor bathroom just has the little nipple bulbs, which we've already replaced. The second floor bathroom will need 3 of the long bulbs, and our bathroom will need 4. She's got the zoomies. And she's gone. Oh, there's her sister. These are definitely not daylight. These are a little more on the yellow side, but they're so much better than what was in there before. I'll have to replace this one. There are lots of bulbs I need replacing still, but got like the weird ones replaced. And here. Ta-da! Yeah, okay. Whoa. Hey, no scratching. I have another load of laundry to fold. Some new pajama shorts just came in the mail from Amazon. Just nice comfy shorts, because usually I'll sleep with a shirt and no bottoms. Well, I have underwear on, but no pants or shorts. But we got a lot of big windows, plus, you know, if there are guests, then it's nice to have this. Sometimes I'm just wearing a nightie, so I don't need them, but these are gonna come in handy. I'm loving that red mulch, though, in the background. That was not there when we left for the weekend. Okay, it's now Wednesday. I just wanted to give an update on the lights, because I don't want to influence people to, like, go out and buy those lights necessarily. I've had them for 2 days, and I'm not convinced I like them. I like the little nipple ones we put on the main floor, but those long skinny bathroom ones I'm kind of iffy about, because the color temperature is different. Everything feels almost slightly green, but there's something about it that kind of hurts my eyes. Like, the lights must be flickering at a really high rate. Like, they don't look like they're flickering when you look at them, but like when I see myself in the mirror and I see any kind of movement, the movement looks weird. It's almost like some motion blur is removed. I like sit there in front of the mirror waving my hand, and then I go into the bedroom and I'm like waving my hand. Because when you wave it fast, you see it blur, but it's like there's less blur. So it's like I'm seeing like several of my finger, but without the blur. It's hard to explain, okay? It just looks like, it looks weird. Like almost like my movements look a little choppy. So I'm like, is this light strobing? And I can't perceive the strobing with my naked eyes, but it makes movement look weird. So I'm undecided on those. I don't really want to go back to the orange lights, although I did fish some of them out of the garbage in case I do want to put them back in. Like, maybe I'll just get used to it. I don't know. So we'll see. I could just get a completely different type of light fixture put in there that takes standard bulbs. That might be the solution here, but yeah, they're weird. But yeah, that's the update on that. I'm ending this vlog here, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.